say my people, but one of my clients actually took piss at me for doing it. Well, didn't take piss at me, but he actually messaged me back off the back of one of the check-ins, and it was like, "Good morning, my people." I was like, "Oh no, oh no," he's watching the YouTube. Today we've actually got quite a busy day. I've got a couple of my clients coming down to actually have a good training, and I've got another client coming supposing an in-person check-in, and I think Meg's getting a car as it's actually been getting wrapped. What else have we got? I've actually got a surprise. I've got the guys from Gym Lecco coming down as well, as I will be doing some collaboration work with them, which is great, as I do feel like it's a great company, provide a great product, and I'm looking forward to getting some work done with them. So a big day ahead. Obviously start with meal 1, usual, no changes. The same meal as you will have seen probably 1,000 times. Well, not 1,000 times, a bit of exaggeration. I've only got like 160 videos up, but you will have seen this meal frequently, so I'm not going to get too much into it.
Yeah, but it was more.
Well, there's a little bit more, yeah, but still the same meal. Yeah, I'm not dieting anymore, so you will get a full day of eating soon, but not just yet. I don't just want to do like full day of eating. I'll show you a full day of eating when I'm actually eating a little bit more calories, so you can actually like, oh yeah, he's eating loads of food, blah blah blah, let's just watch this. But for now, we'll get on with the day in life. And it's hamstring day, so we've got RDLs on the menu, and I do like RDLs, so I'm excited for the session.
So Cooper asked me to talk about the rice, and how we make the rice. Basically, we put it in the rice cooker. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, yeah, we do put it in the rice cooker, but he wanted me to go over the fact that if you are cooking rice, you can make it less volume, you can make it more volume, depending on what point you are in, obviously, your preparations. Obviously, if you're in contest prep, you probably want to make it more voluminous because you're going to be more hungry. If you are in an off-season and eating quite a large amount of something like rice, then obviously you can make it a little bit less volume, but it still doesn't need to be kind of al dente. So obviously Kuba's eating 150 grams of rice pre-workout at the moment, which is obviously a large amount, and if we were to do it how I would normally do it on a prep kind of situation, then it would probably be sitting really heavy, and he'd find it really hard to digest, especially whilst he was training. So what we're literally going to do is add, I have some little lines in my little rice cooker that tells me exactly where I need to put the water to. So if I am using 500 grams of rice, I tend to use, if we're in a prep environment, then we use line 6. If we're in kind of off season, we'll use line 4. So I think that this comes down to the little argument that everybody has around kind of dry cooking your weight as well. Sorry, dry weighing your meat, your veg, your rice, etc. If you do want to be nice and consistent with knowing exactly how much grams you are putting in, kind of cooked weight isn't always going to give that. Like if somebody was to put slightly more water in and they haven't realised and they cook it for a little bit longer, you're going to be getting different grams of rice or different grams, a lot less carbs. Or even when it comes to your meat, probably a lot less protein grams per whatever you're getting or more. And that's not going to be nice and consistent. So if you are a competitor, I'm not talking on a non-competitor lifestyle, normal general population person, because obviously those little grams for you don't matter that much. But when you are a comp client and obviously a competition person who does prep, you do want to be kind of probably looking into those little 1% that will help. So obviously I'm going to put a little bit less water in. I'm going to cook it for the same amount of time, but obviously it just makes it less volume, still getting the same amount of dry rice. But yeah, that's how you make it less volume, more volume, and why you should be using dry cooked. Bloody Nora! Dry weights, not dry cooked weights. Ignore me. Raw weights, or obviously because rice is this type of product, it would be dry weight. But yeah, make sure that you are weighing it that if you are a competitor, whether you're in an off season or a competition prep. I think it's really important.
Voila, most aesthetic bowl of rice you've ever made.
It's just the magic touch of the rice cooker.
That's not your real name, though, Meg.
It is. Meg, the rice cooker, Sylvester.
Cheltenham.
Got the first part, that's the most important part. Just kidding.
The food ready, just in case we get caught stuck in traffic or anything like that. I know for a fact, if something happens and I'm not back home in time, I will get stressed. So I'm not going to leave it to chance, and I'm just going to take the food with me instead. A little quick tip: if you want actual food to taste good, don't use a microwave to warm it up. Use a pan. Definitely tastes a lot better, and it savours the flavour. And when you've got 150 grams of raw weight rice to eat, you need to make sure that it does actually taste alright, otherwise you're going to be sat there chewing 15 minutes, if not longer. So I've got a little road trip to actually go and pick Meg's car up.
It's a tongue twister.
It's been getting wrapped, so it's going to be all satin black. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. And I might actually go and get some coffee. I treat myself now and again to a coffee from a coffee shop rather than getting it, you know, here. So we'll see. I know that as soon as I mention coffee, Ed's eyes lit up straight away, because he's probably had about 2 hours sleep. So yeah, we'll probably get a coffee on the way back and eat a pre wake cat meals on the way back.
You happy with it, Megan?
Yeah, it's well nice. It's pretty. I don't really know much about cars, but it looks pretty, so that's fine. Looks so good. I'm really hoping that he's not making me go out without my number plates there, because they're not on the car at the moment, so I might get pulled over for that. And I bought a number plate, but I've just realised that it's got my initials on the wrong way around, so I can't use that.
How much did you spend on that?
And that was only 150 quid.
Okay.
Imagine if it was one of the really expensive ones and I got it there like, oh darn it.
20 grand. Ah shit, that's not my name.
That's it, thank you. Romantic date. That's what we'll call a dinner date.
Did you get that on camera?
What did you say, sorry?
She went, that woman's Burger King looks right nice.
Appetite's still there then, Meg?
I'm so hungry at the minute. Not for tomato pasta.
She's a little pig.
Shall you get master?
So it's actually been quite an eventful, busy day. Definitely a little bit busier than normal, because normally I'm just pretty much sat at home working without doing any travelling, but obviously I've had to go and pick Meg's car up and she's extremely happy with it, so happy days. It's definitely a good little thing. But now we are actually on the way to see guys from A50 Fitness that represent Gym Lecco. They are the main distributor and supplier for Gym Lecco gym equipment, and obviously I will be working with them in partnership, kitting out obviously our gym with quite a few pieces from Gym Lecco, and seeing what we can do with the brand as well, because that's something I've wanted to do for a long time, is obviously get involved with gym equipment, as again it's something I'm so passionate about. So I would never really go into anything that I don't really have passion for or interest in, because I know that I wouldn't really be true to myself with it. Whereas obviously with gym equipment, I love gym equipment. So it's definitely something that I want to do, and Gym Lecco does seem to have very good quality equipment as well. So I'm looking forward to getting involved, and I'm looking forward to having a meeting with the guys today. So we're just going to see them now, have a little meeting with them, so we'll let you in on a little bit of details there, and then we will see a couple of my clients, Lewis and Maddie, both for an in-person check-in before I actually train, and then we've got 2 of my other clients coming through to get put through a few exercises with us as well. So yeah, it's a busy, productive day for us both. I'm looking forward to it. Danny's still coming, yeah? Meg arranges all this stuff, so I'm not even sure. Is Dan and Danny coming today? Okay. Yeah, Meg deals with all that. So she kind of keeps my diary, keeps everything in place. I just execute. It's pretty much how I like to do it. She's a lot more organised than me. I'm just a creature of routine, where I just get shit done. Same time every single day. Turn up, get it done. She plans it all around, so it suits me just fine. Anyway, I'm looking forward to today's session as well. The hamstring session that we have now, with the exercise selection in it, and us tweaking a few things within the session, it's definitely fell into a very good groove now, so I'm excited to see what I can do and get shit done. That's like off your shoulders, so you're shrugging, you're like lifting your arm up. Don't lift your arm up because it flattens off your shoulders. Pop, so you're like, there we go. So the only tension you won't feel is just here. Push the lats out, yeah, that's all you want to do, is just push the lats out. More. Up. Really, mate. Into your oblique. Lean forward a bit more. There, that's the one. Hip back. There. Into your oblique. Blow out. There. See what I mean? Go again.
This side's a little bit weaker, I find. It's harder for...
You're fine, keep practicing it. Straighten that leg out more. Straighten that leg out more. More. No. Don't go wider. Straighten that leg out. There. So, sit into it. Straighten that leg out so you can see everything from that side. Not like...
Alright, okay.
Yeah. Dig your toe, this side of foot, into the floor. No. Body weight on that leg. Don't. Right, so keep your body on your right leg, but dig that toe into the floor, not go onto that leg. Yeah. Yeah. You shut that leg up properly. Right, not twist it because you're hiding it. Gentle, not too much there.
Yeah, I see that.
Still more. There. Yep. Yes.
That's much better. Very nice. Lovely.
Suck into the abs. There we go. Bend that leg slightly there. As soon as you bend that right leg, you should be able to sit into your hip more. Okay. So you should feel it into your hip. Hips higher. There. Every pose you do needs to highlight your glute and your hip. Fucking looks like a different person now. Like the waist looks the same. And the waist looks smaller than the leg and glute. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There we go. Oh, he's already on it, like, yeah, he's already on it. Okay. Right, I'll let the boys introduce themselves, the guys from A50, like I mentioned earlier. They are the official distributors of Gym Lecco in the country now. So if you do want to stock it, these are the guys you're going to have to speak to, and I will put descriptions below so you can actually get in touch and contact these boys. But anyway, I'll let them introduce themselves and they can fill you in.
Alright guys, yeah, so Paul, director A50 Fitness, this is my partner Jordan. Yeah, so we're the official distributor for Gym Lecco here in the UK, the first one and the only. So as Cube said, yeah, certainly after some kit, I'm sure the subscription will be at the bottom. Get in touch with us at any point.
going to run us through today's session, bro?
I'm not doing the same as Cuba.
Oh, you think you're better than us?
Basically, I need more glute than what Cuba does, so he's probably better than me, to be fair. But Cuba will be doing single leg lying ham curl. He will then do a barbell RDL. He'll then go on to single leg press, hammy curl, adductor, and then I think he does some extra delt work at the end with some carbs, I think. So I think that's Cuba's session. Mine will be slightly different, but I'll be up the side at gym, so it doesn't matter about my session.
Hey everyone, so let's get through to the session. Today we actually begin with a single leg kneeling leg curl. I really like this movement to begin with because it does tend to overload your hamstring in the shortened range, so you can actually get away with implementing this movement when you are fresh and when you are first starting your session. I would never ever actually implement this machine in any other scenario than to begin with, because of the resistance profile of the actual machine. It doesn't really favour the length and range. So when you're fresh, you still have a lot of power and a lot of stimulus that you can actually get from overloading the shortened range. But after the first couple of sets, there will literally be nothing left in the tank to be able to get anything productive from this movement long term. So as you can see here, I'm actually bringing my pelvis forward and crunching down on my core. If I let my hips come back, again, any bend at the lower back will lead into the hips taking over this movement. So as you can see, the range of motion looks pretty short, but that is the full range of motion of my hamstring working without actually allowing any hip movement and any lower back flexion. The second your lower back starts to flex, that is when we're pretty much starting to pull through with all our body, and we are using the hips to actually get the weight up rather than the hamstring. So here the goal is to stabilize my pelvis through contracting the core and not seeing any pelvis movement and just rinsing the shit out of the hamstring and really just focusing on a hamstring alone without any hip movement involvement whatsoever. Is about to begin. So one working set of an RDL, and today I was a little bit apprehensive actually going to the set knowing that we just did the big squat session, but I actually felt pretty good going into the set and managed to hit a good PB. I have never done RDLs before the training block after a leg curl, and it has been a lot more challenging to move the same loads as I used to. However, I'm pretty much climbing back up to peak strength with this kind of load now. So the next session, I feel like I will hit an all-time PB, as I'm pretty confident based off how this actually moved today. Next session, I will be able to hit 230 for 8+. I think my best on an RDL was something like 230 for 8. So if I hit anything above that, that will be an all-time PB, especially considering I'm doing movement after a leg curl. Makes it so much more challenging. If I did it fresh before doing any leg curl work beforehand, I would definitely be able to move more load. But again, the goal here is not to just simply move load. And as you can see, this week's set was actually much tidier than last time I hit this with 5 kg increment in weight. This week, I actually managed to keep my hip position a little bit higher and did not allow any knee flexion of sorts. So definitely felt better, a lot more control in eccentrics. So I'm definitely happier with today's performance on the RDL.
Yes. Okay. Then fucking walk. Let's go. Come on. Drive. It's not gonna be fucking aggressive, but let's go. Come on. Drive. Let's go. And again. Okay. Let's fucking go. Come on. 7. Come on. Focus. Let's go, my yes. Beautiful. Very slow now. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Get the move. Down the right. Come on. Perfect. Good. Hip flip. Let's go again. Yes. Better. Come on. Stay there. Come on. Beautiful. 6. Let's go. Hips. Let's go. Oh, come on. There we go. Good. Come on. 2 reps. Let's go, mate. Never steal. Yeah. Let's go. Good. Brace there. Focus. 2 more. Hips. Good. Yes. Again. Beautiful. That was fucking not knee bends. Way better. Huh? Yeah, really good.
Moving into the third exercise, which is the single leg press. Again, the bias here is not hamstring. You cannot work your hamstring in any leg press movement. It's just like trying to, say that we can do the tricep doing, a bicep curl. It's the same principle. So you can use your imagination here. You do not use your hamstring with this movement. The goal here is to challenge the adductor in its length and range and the glute. So this is predominantly why we have got the single leg press programmed in. And as you can see through my foot position as well, I am not getting as much knee flexion. If I want to target the quad, I would simply place my foot a lot lower. So my foot position reflects what I'm trying to bias, which is obviously the adductor and glute, not hamstring here.
12. Easy. Lovely. Come on. Make it hard for me. Let's go. There's 15 now. Let's go. Yes. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Yes. Yeah. Let's go. Yes. Let's fucking go then. Let's go. Come on. Yes. Right. Go. Yeah. Lovely. Do you want this?
So moving forward, exercise number 4, and my favourite movement for hamstrings, the seated leg curl. The Prime machine in particular is the best seated hamstring you can actually buy. My second favourite is actually the Atlantis seated hamstring, which I do have on the way as well. So here we actually have 3 sets working across middle setting, setting 5, which overloads mid to lengthen range, and then setting 3, which overloads specifically lengthen range. So here we're trying to match the resistance profile in line with the strength curve of the muscle relative to where we are in the session. So now our hamstring will be pretty fatigued after obviously the single leg curl work, after obviously the RDL work. So now the whole purpose, obviously manipulating the resistance profile, is to simply get every little bit of hamstring stimulated that I physically can. So that's the whole point of adjusting the cam work here. So 3 sets here, and that will pretty much conclude the hamstring volume for today's part of the session. Yeah. Come on, fill them up, let's go. Yes. Come on. Set it strong. Be aggressive, let it drag. Yes. Come on. No, come on. Come on, 2 more of these, let's go. Yes. Come on. Get the moving, get the moving. Come on. Yes. Yeah. And again like that. Come on. Fucking hell, man. Now moving on to one of the most challenging and undervalued machines in the gym, which is the adductor. I feel like no physique could ever say that their adductors are too good or too big. So I do feel like adductor work should be prioritized if you are looking to have complete leg development. Adductors give you a lot more thickness from the front and in the back shots predominantly. So when you actually look at some physiques, when they've got like this little thing that's hanging in between the legs from the back, that is a well-developed adductor. I believe that you cannot develop this quite as well without the addition of your adductor work. If your gym does not have an adductor, please explain to your owner that it's not a real gym until it actually gets a good quality adductor machine. I feel like that should be an essential part of any itinerary when it comes to actually setting up a gym. So here we'll have 2 sets to kind of conclude our hamstring / glute / adductor work before we actually move into calf press.
This is exactly where you want to be to target medial delt. Because what's this actually called is you align your arm path in line with his actual scapular motion to get that alignment perfectly well for side delt. So if he was to bring his arm back, it wouldn't actually align with side delt against the contrary bro popular belief. So if you want big side delts, again, you probably don't really want to be here. What you want to do is bring your arm slightly further forward, get in line with the scapular plane, and then drive it out. As you can see, your the side delt will be more aligned with resistance force that you're creating as well. So, if you happen to have any shoulder pain and you need a side lateral movement, try adjusting your arm a little bit further forward, and then once your arm's slightly further forward, then you punch out to the side. But again, you don't really want to here. It's not a front raise. It's not a side raise, but with a slight adjustment with your arm position. Nice. Easy. Let's go. That's 10. Right. Let's go. All you. Come on. Yes. Right. Go. 2 now. Come on. Yes. Come on. Go. My partial now. Let's go. Yes. 3 Monica. Come on. Yes. Nice.
Just get meal 5 on the go. Then I'm going to do a session breakdown and wrap up for the day. I do have a lot of content lined up, but it's just like singular content I'm going to film. Probably another day. She's not okay.
It's a wide angle lens and you're still barely fitting it, Meg.
Just massive. I look extra pearlish today with my last name of Megan Chillen. Chillen? Can't even say it properly. Megan Sylvester Chillen.
Good evening, everyone. That will conclude the session for today. I'm actually quite battered, to be honest, in a nice way. But I've just had my meal 5, so I'm going to chill for 5 minutes, watch a little bit of Snowpiercer, and then I'm going to crack on with my client replies, make sure everyone's replied to for the evening before I switch off. And I've got some dog training to do actually tonight before I kind of switch it off. But we'll probably go and do it together, get some training done with the boy and the girl, and then switch it off for the night. But it's been a great session, to be honest. I feel like I'm gathering a lot of momentum into my training now, and now the off season's really getting underway. You know, I'm hitting new territory across all lifts, and I'm definitely happy with the execution and control, especially as I have done in the past, and it's definitely reflecting my physique. A couple of weeks time I'll probably do a little bit of update on my physique as well, and just keep paying attention to these sessions now as they are developing, and we are definitely making some slight alterations and taking some progressions in volume, so hopefully you can take something away from yourself, from either the execution or explanations that I'm taking you through, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Bit of a busy day for me today. Obviously the clients, the Gym Lecco guys from A50 Fitness. So yeah, it's been a busy one, but it's been a good day. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Like, share, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, and take care for now.